You won't find anything easier to get into.
Wow. I had no idea it was that good.
It's that good.
This is, for my audience, for many members of my audience, this is a game changer.
Yes.
Just a complete game changer. Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. I am standing here today inside a Graceland shed, and I want to talk to you about their rent-to-own program. You can see it discussed right here. Recently I shot a video with Curtis from Graceland Sheds here in Quartzsite, Arizona, where I am right now. And I learned about the rent-to-own program. And so I shot a video about Graceland Sheds and their really vast superiority to most any other shed, as far as I know. I myself just bought a shed last year, and if I could get in a time machine and go back and say, hey, I found a much better shed for not much more money, don't buy this, buy that, I would do it. Having seen this Graceland shed, all of them, you know, they're all the same, they're all really superior. I definitely regret buying my old one, wish I had bought a Graceland instead. I want to emphasize in this video the rent-to-own program, because a lot of us are on just a super tight budget and you don't have much money. And so if you buy your land, say you get a really good deal, you pay $300 down, you're paying $200, $300 a month, then all of a sudden you can get into land. If you're older like I am, you're starting to think, what am I going to do when I can't be on the road anymore? I found a place I'd like to settle down at. I'd like a home base. I'd like to have my doctors around there. I'm 70 years old. I go and see a doctor every year. And so all these things start to add up and become really important why you might want to buy a piece of land and settle down on it. So if you can get good owner financing on the land, then you still got to pay $5, $6, $7, $8, $10 or $1,000 or more for your shed, but not with rent to own. And it's critical, there's no credit check. They do not look at your credit. If you walk in here and you have the down payment, if you can do just a little bit of money up front, you can drive away and they will give you free delivery to your property. Now that should be just within 50 miles. And after 50 miles, there will be a fee. But my goodness, that is an incredible thing. No credit check, and not only that, but if you just can't make the payments, you give them a call, they come out, they pick it up, no animosity, no tracking you down, no blaming you. It's truly rent to own, and they'll take it back and it will never show up on your credit. It will not be a negative ding on your credit. No one will ever know that you rented it because it's renting and then gave it back. Now, as he'll say, point out several times in the video, you're going to pay a lot more for that. You are going to be renting above buying. And so, you know, there's a fee for that. And I think at one point he says it almost doubles the cost of a shed if you pay the whole payment all the way out to when it's paid off. And so, you know, you're going to pay a lot more for this privilege to rent to own, but if it's your only option, it's a great, great, great option. And of course, there's no prepayment penalty. But I'm a big fan of Graceland Sheds. I've seen them, look up close. This is well built. This is far superior to the shed I bought, and I thought I bought a really good shed. If you don't have any money to play with, this is a good way to go. Okay, let's jump right into the video and let him give us the details. So one of the things with my audience in particular is some of them are pretty low income and they're looking for assistance in buying. And I see you have a rent-to-own program.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Right, so the rent-to-own, it's no credit check. You could have a 200, it doesn't matter. If you can put down the first 2 months payments, just give you an example. Let's say a 10 by 16 might run you 180 bucks a month. All right, let's do easy math. Let's say $200 a month. Mm-hmm. All right, my brain works better that way.
Yeah, me too.
So if it costs $200 a month to rent to own that building, we're not going to do a credit check. Doesn't matter what your credit score is. If you can put down the first 2 months payments, okay, so 400 bucks. We're going to deliver that building, or we're going to build it for you. It doesn't have to be something that's on the lot. Okay, you can still pick the doors and the windows and the colors and all that with no credit. Okay, and that's cool. Who else will do that? Who else will put a $25,000 building in your yard, if that's the one you choose, with no credit? So 10 by 16, couple $100 a month, $400 down. We're going to build it, deliver it. After delivery, you got 90 days before you make the third payment. So we're talking build order, probably 6 to 8 weeks on a build, so a month and a half, 2 months, and then 90 days after the delivery, you're talking 4 or 5 months before you make the third payment. So it's a good time to recoup. So again, no credit checks. You can do 36, 48, 60 months, 72 months. We're doing a lot of that right now because things are tight. And that 72 months, it would make it a darn expensive building if you see it out to the end. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you did $200 a month, 72 months, that $5,000 building might cost you $10,000, but you're getting to pay it over time. It's kind of like a credit card, and it's the easiest way to get in.
It is.
And you know what? If it doesn't work out, Bob, let's say 12 months, you're like, you know what? I don't like this area. I don't like what, if you call me, you call Graceland, you say, hey, it's not working out. I don't want it. It's called a voluntary return. Nothing goes against your credit. We just send out a driver. We pick up your building. We put it on the lot. We re-rent it or resell it to somebody else.
Wow.
So even in a worst case scenario, if you haven't made the payment for a month or two, and now we call it a repo, you won't answer the phone, whatever, we have to come get it, it still doesn't go against your credit.
Wow.
And I'm not trying to encourage that.
No, please
don't. But I'm
don't.
saying that's how our industry works, you know, with Graceland. You won't find anything easier to get into.
Wow. I had no idea it was that good.
It's that good.
This is, for my audience, for many members of my audience, this is a game changer.
Yes.
Just a complete game changer.
And we do price comparisons. You know, we always look what the competitors are and what they're doing. And I think because Graceland's such a big company, you know, we buy it in such bulk amounts that we're able to offer a better product for about or sometimes less money.
Right. Yes, I believe that. Just the sheer quantity of what you're doing.
Yep.
And the sheer size.
So in our buildings, they're all engineered. Okay, these aren't just a couple dudes out back swinging hammers, you know, and not trying to take away from somebody's trade. But these are all engineered buildings. So here in Arizona, if you're up in Williams, you know, Flagstaff, where you get a lot of snow, we carry a snow load. We also have a wind shear rating that's just greater than anybody else on the market. So everything we do is tested. We take all that into consideration. It's got to last. And remember, when not just for you as an investor in one of these products, you want it to last forever. But for us, if we have to go pick it up, okay, maybe you just want to move it from one location to you got a new location somewhere. We can come pick this thing up and we can redeliver it somewhere else. Maybe it is part of the RTO thing. Maybe that building's 10 years old and we've picked it up and moved it 5 or 6 times during that time. These buildings will take that. They'll stay up to it. I can tell you the one we mentioned earlier, none of the drivers will move them because they'll fall apart on the trailer.
Wow.
So, and that's a true statement. There's no skids under them. You can't put the forks under them. You do, it punches the floors out. They're all OSB. You get them on the trailer. You try to go 70 mile an hour down the road, they'll come apart. The drivers refuse to deliver them.
Wow. No, that's pretty amazing.
And like I said, if it's a build order out of Winslow, we can cover literally anywhere in the state of Arizona.
Right.
With free delivery. You know, we always look at that and make sure, but almost anywhere in the state of Arizona. So, and again, like I said, go to GracelandPortableBuildings.com, click on the dealer locator. I don't care what state you're in, and see if we're available there. We don't typically do the northern states because it makes us a seasonal business then, because they have snow. You can't deliver sheds in the snow. Nobody wants to swing hammers in the snow, whatever. So most of what we do is down south. Do the dealer locator, put in your zip code. It'll attach you to the nearest dealer.
So folks, there you have it. Maybe this will work for you. Maybe it won't. I think for some of you, it could be really a very powerful incentive to find a piece of land with some owner financing, have some money, and then buy one of these. If you can make payments, but you can't put together cash, and that describes so many of us, this may be the answer for you. Now, you have little to lose, but you know, anything you put into it, he said they get sheds back where people have insulated them and paneled them, and they, you know, a year or 2 or 3 down the road, I think they go up to 72 months, he said. Again, Curtis is the expert, I'm not. And they can't keep up the payments and they give it back, then you lose all that. You're not giving any more extra credit for all that you did for it. But Yeah, it's something for you to consider. Well, I hope this video helped you and gave you a new option, a new way of thinking about your future, especially if you're older like me and you're starting to see the day when I need to be in a stick and bricks. I don't want that day to happen, but it's going to happen. There's going to be a day where I can't drive, my eyes will be the biggie, or my age, my endurance. That's the way it is. So I think it's a good thing for a lot of us. If you got anything out of this video, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you later. Bye now.